Hey guys, Omni here. We are back with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 3. Last episode, we finally saw Bucky and Sam come together. And, you know, we get to see a little bit more into John Walker, the new Captain America. Whether you like it or not, right now he's the one carrying the shield. And let's just say Bucky and Sam, neither of them are really liking that. He started off very sympathetic, and throughout the course of it, understandably so, with the abrasiveness of Sam and Bucky. There's some push and pull. There's some definite, like, we get the feeling that he's kind of trying his best to live up to this mantle, despite kind of having some impossible odds of doing so. But really trying to force that relationship with Sam and Bucky is starting to cause definitely more tension than they would have anticipated. And by the end of the episode, obviously, they're at odds at this point because they're just not really willing to work together. And so we got that little moment where he's like, all right, if we're not going to work together, you just better not be in my way. So we'll see how this whole thing unfolds. Last we left off, our mains, Sam and Bucky, are going to be tracking down. We know where he is. They're going to they're going to be paying Baron Zemo. Well, he's not Baron Zemo yet, but they're going to be paying Zemo a visit in prison to get some answers on some Hydra stuff. See if he knows anything about some of this super soldier serum that may have been created after Captain America, after the Winter Soldiers and all of that, after Isaiah Bradley, who showed up last episode. We didn't dive too much into that or too deep into that. But I wonder if we are going to, because I hope we see Sam go back and have some more conversations with him, because I think it would be really helpful for Sam's character to just kind of explore that element of the Captain America legacy a little bit more, just a little bit more of an understanding to what happened with that. Either way, even if we don't, that was a really powerful scene, very well performed. But I think it would be a little bit of a missed opportunity to not touch on that at the end. Another setup for the Young Avengers, of course, with that I didn't catch in the initial viewing of it, was that the kid that answered the door at Isaiah's is Elijah Bradley, who's eventually one of the members of the Young Avengers going forward. So we're getting more setups of this, man. It's definitely going to happen at some point. They have not been very keen at hiding that. But overall, I mean, the action last episode, the wit, the back and forth, everything about last episode was super strong, and I adored it. And I can't wait to see more of this budding bromance, if you will, between Sam and Bucky, because right now definitely they are not happy with each other. And I really hope by the end of it they come together and aren't at odds, because they have that moment, that beautiful moment we saw in the trailer of them having this like therapy session while they were in prison, after having just been arrested. And it boiled down to neither of them really kind of coming to an understanding of one another, of what's going on, about Bucky being able to accept why Sam gave up the shield in the first place. And then, of course, Sam not really understanding where Bucky's coming from either. Of course, like the beautiful moment there is like, if you gave up that shield, that was his legacy. And if he was wrong about you for not wrong about trusting you, then he could have been wrong about me for thinking there's any hope for me in having a real life. And like, you feel that pain, man. And Sam, though, I get it, man. It's just this thing, like, he's living in this shadow that how can you ever fulfill it? How's it? I don't know, man, but I can't wait to see how they explore it. And I really want to see these two at the end of this show be actual friends and there for each other and support each other. Because after that little moment, we're like, let's just do this one last mission and then we'll never talk to each other again. And I was like, no, I want you guys to be friends. Anyway, guys, remember, full unedited reactions are available on Patreon, or if you become a member here on the channel. We've got all the previous episodes, got WandaVision, got a bunch of DC stuff on there as well. The Walking Dead, Invincible, over on Amazon Prime, which just started up last week, which we'll be covering later this weekend as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this episode. Here we go.
Sir, Walker. Hey, stop! You're harboring a dangerous criminal named Carly Morgenthau. Do you know her? Do you know who I am?
Yes, I do, and I don't care.
Waste of time, man. We ain't gonna find them.
Heard anything back?
She's giving displaced people shelter and medicine. That kind of thing creates loyalty, man. But we've literally tried everything we can here. So is Langley. We keep drawing blanks.
So we bet on someone who's got a better hand.
Okay.
Желание. Живой.
Really?
17.
Those days are over.
I know. I just wanted to see how the new you reacts to the old words. At least you were not conscious for most of your imprisonment.
Someone recreated the super soldier serum. I need to find out who.
Luckily for you, I know where to begin.
What are you talking about? You want to break Zemo out of jail? Where the hell are you? Have you lost your mind? He blew up the UN. He killed King T'Chaka and framed you for it. Did you forget that? You think the Wakandans forgot about it? It's a rhetorical question.
Look, let me just walk you through a hypothetical. Can I walk you through a hypothetical?
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. What's the book you're reading?
He's already done it.
The weakest point in any system isn't the software or the hardware. It's the meatware, the human element. And if two prisoners start fighting, then the protocol says 4 guards have to respond.
So why would 2 prisoners randomly start fighting at that moment?
The point is, lockdown procedures would have to be initiated. With all those bodies flying around left and right, it wouldn't be hard to slip down a hallway or two.
Hope he's not killing these guards. 'Cause if so, that's on Bucky.
And if the fire alarm got tripped while the prisoners were being separated, someone could use the chaos to their advantage.
I don't like how casual you're being about this. It's unnatural. Are you? And where are we, man? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, what are you doing here?
I didn't want to tell you because I knew you wouldn't let this happen, okay?
What did you do?
We need him, Sam.
You're going back to prison.
If I may.
No!
Apologies.
When Steve refused to sign the Sokovia Accords, you backed him. You broke the law and you stuck your neck out for me. I'm asking you to do it again.
I really think I'm invaluable.
Shut up. You don't make a move without our permission.
Fair.
Okay, Zemo.
Jesus.
Really smart.
This is interesting as fuck, dude.
I spent years hunting people Hydra recruited to recreate the serum. Someone can create an army of people. Like the Avengers.
So all this time you've been rich?
I'm a baron, Sam. My family was royalty until your friends destroyed my country.
The fridge is out, but I will see if there is some good food in the galley.
Отчуже дувка свежества. Дайте вон.
Oh, it's good to have you.
I told him about Trouble Man. He wrote it in that book. Did you hear it? What'd you think?
I like 40s music, so...
You didn't like it?
It is a masterpiece, James. It captures the African-American experience.
He's out of line, but he's right. It's great. Everybody loves Marvin Gaye.
I like Marvin Gaye.
That is why we're going to Madripoor.
What's up with Madripoor? You guys talk about it like it's Skull Island.
It's an island nation, a pirate sanctuary back in the 1800s.
It's kept its lawless ways, but we cannot exactly walk in as ourselves. You will have to become someone you claim is gone.
Ooh.
If we have to do something about this, I'm the only one who looks like a pimp.
Only an American would assume a fashion-forward black man looks like a pimp. They look exactly like the man you're supposed to be playing, the Smiling Tiger.
He even has a bad nickname. Hell, he does look like me, though.
Готова вечер. Зимний солдат. We have business to do with Selby.
Usual?
Smiling tiger. Favorite.
I love these.
Got word from on high. You ain't welcome here.
I have no business with the power broker. But if he insists, he can either come and talk to me
New haircut?
or bring Selby for a chat. Zimni soldat. Spirot в атаку.
Oh, we got cameras though.
Didn't take much for him to fall back into form.
Just trying to lay seeds of distrust. I didn't like that comment.
Selby will see you now.
Thank you.
Answer it. On speaker.
Shit.
Hello.
Watch your tone, okay?
I'll let you slide at the bank.
Yeah, the bank, yeah. Laundered so much money. They'll come around.
If that was the case,
Sam, I'm sorry. Let me call you back.
Sam.
Oh, nope.
Sam. Kill them.
Oh! Oh, shit.
This is not good.
Bounties hitting everybody. Oh, this is gonna be like John Wick in New York, man. Sharon. Okay.
So what are you doing here?
I stole Steve's shield, remember? I also took the wings for your ass so that you could save his ass from his ass.
Hey, don't blow that smoke at me. I was on a run, too.
Is big difference. I don't speak to my family anymore. I can't. I have a place in Hightown. You should be safe there for a while.
They cleared the bionic staring machine and killed almost everybody he's met.
I heard that.
You help us out, and I'll get your name cleared.
Try to stay out of trouble. I'll see what I can find.
Trouble.
Hey, guys. I found him.
You know who he is, right? This is Baron Zemo.
we have company.
Oh, great. God damn.
When Hydra fell, I was recruited by the CIA. They had blood samples from an American test subject with semi-stable traces of serum in his system.
Isaiah.
I was able to isolate the necessary compounds in his blood. I was a god. I did what no other scientist since Erskine was able to do. Typical of a population in displacement camps like that.
Zemo's gonna surprise bap his brain, probably. God damn.
Guys, we're seriously out of time here.
Yep. Hey, get the fuck out of there. And now he's free. Free.
All right, wait for my signal. Damn it. I thought we were gonna go left. You went the wrong way. I cleared the way. I came out first. You're supposed to follow me. It's in every action movie. going back to jail.
Do you want to find Carly or not?
Well, damn, I didn't expect him to actually come back.
You're not gonna move your seat up, are you?
No.
You seriously think Sam and Bucky would have broken a guy like Zemo out of prison?
That's exactly what I think they did. They were just as desperate for leads as we were.
Come on, man. You know damn well we can't accuse them of something like that without evidence.
Which is why you and I are just gonna run with this one for a minute. If we get the job done, do you really think they're gonna sweat us on the how?
See you guys in a bit.
Somebody he wronged around here. The fuck?
I was wondering when you were gonna show up.
Didn't go see more.
No, that was a great episode. Just seeing them all, like the interactions between Zemo and the crew, the breakout, just his integration into this, you know, I loved every second of this, man. Dude, Daniel Bruhl, man, he was one of my favorite bits of this whole thing. I love just the visuals of Madripoor. Oh, goddamn. The action, just the fun that they were having, even just the little bit of Zemo just having fun being free, especially in like the little raves, man. Like he was like, it's like, this is great. Seeing Sharon and just how this whole thing has been affecting her, the life she's kind of taken upon herself on the run, becoming a art broker in Madripoor. It was pretty interesting. Learning a little bit more about the power broker, how they were able to recreate the serum, how it tied back into Isaiah, which makes me a little more hopeful that we might get a little more of them expanding on that branch and not just touching on it. I feel like that's something that, especially with what the show's going for, is something that I really hope they dive a lot into. I mean, we got 3 more episodes of the show from here, and I like that Sam's kind of like shifting in his motivations, like when they're learning about how there's the different ways that the interpretation of the shield could be met, especially like Zemo's perspective on it and then everything else. And he's like, well, maybe I shouldn't have given away. Maybe I should have just destroyed it, you know, whatever it is. And then of course, Bucky coming back around and being like, you know, no, that shield means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And he's going to take it from John Walker before he lets any of that happen. And Walker is kind of hot on their trail, piecing the things together, already fairly aware that they are the ones that broke Zemo out. Like that's too much of a coincidence, and not coming clean about it and then rolling with it to piggyback off of that is the feeling I got from it. Or is he going to pin it on them and then turn it around? I don't know where he's going to go with that whole thing. I like that Battlestar was actually kind of like the moral center in that conversation. Like he was like, are you sure you want to do this? Like kind of like playing the other side. And Walker's just going down this path, man. I mean, he's carrying a huge weight and he can't fail. Like if he fails, that could ruin him, man. It could. This is like the biggest break you could have in this world as a soldier, is to be this world's Captain America. And that's got to be weighing on him, dude. But he's making some shaky choices to try to uphold that. And by doing that too, he's also tainting that mantle. I mean, we saw him like lose his cool on multiple occasions, especially when he's really trying to like use his mantle to get some respect. In like when they were shaking down that one safe house in the beginning. Action in this episode was great. Again, I think all the character interactions were really great in this. Great fun, great jokes. I just love it, man. The world building in general, I really adore too. So I'm really curious to see who this power broker is, how they come into a hole here. And we see that Carly, is it Carly? Carrie? I don't remember. Callie. She kind of crossed a little bit of a line right here. Even like her friend was kind of like, there was innocent people in there. Like, this is the only language these people understand. She started off with good intentions, but those people were tied up, helpless, and she detonated that bomb. I don't know. Because, I mean, I get it. I get where you're coming from. Like, we're seeing, like, the sympathizing side of this whole thing. Like, with her mother, you know, the things that they're trying to do, these places withholding all these supplies for people that need them rather than distributing it out to anybody. And, you know, her mother might be alive had any of that been shared. And we talk about how, you know, they came back and then, or the people came back, they were left on their own. There wasn't room for them, blah, blah, blah. We know all that. And then, you know, what she wished she would have done growing up, like being a teacher, and then having this whole thing fall apart, ending up in Madripoor and work, and then stealing the super soldier serum. And now they're the only ones with it. I liked everything about this episode. I thought it was really cool. I really like the aesthetic of Madripoor, and I like that setup of it. I'm a little concerned about Bucky having to play the role of the Winter Soldier. I'm hoping that doesn't like have some effects on him emotionally or mentally. Sam being dragged along with this, and then also having to reflect on everything that they've all believed about the world in general. You know, what the government really did to Sharon at the end of the day, and him trying to do his best to uphold his code, his honor, and his beliefs, his values, while having to compromise in all these ways right now for what may or may not be the greater good. Sam's character in this, I'm really adoring the way that they're expanding on it. And then his sister calling at the wrong time there when they were in that meeting, the way he was trying to like big high roller that call, and then his sister's just not having that shit. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, I'm curious to where this is all going to like go from here. I'm honestly really surprised at how long or how involved Zemo is with them. I figured he would have betrayed them in this episode and been out, and they did kind of set that up, but then he came back for them, which makes me wonder how long he's going to be an ally, if he will see this through and then not go back in the end and just be out in the world. I mean, he's clearly going to be doing his own things throughout this, because while they were trying to get information out of that doctor, just, you know, before it was, by the time he found a gun or a weapon of his own, he was like, all right, questioning's over, and killed him. He's like, we're not getting this super soldier serum out anymore. The only person that can make it, we're making sure he's gone. So he's definitely going to be living up to his own code and his own values and his own motives while doing all of this. And I'm sure at some point it might come to a head and put him at odds with Sam and Bucky, and putting him back into his traditional role. Seeing him in the mask and kicking some ass was awesome. Yeah, man, this was a great episode. Again, I think it's definitely kicking off. I don't know where it's going to go from here though. But yeah, guys, what did you think? What did you think of this episode? I can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. So let's carry on the conversation after the video. Remember, the full unedited reaction watch along is available over on Patreon, or if you become a member here on the channel, get you access to it as well. All the previous episodes, WandaVision, the DC shows we're covering right now, The Walking Dead, Invincible, which we just started, all that's over there as well. But thank you guys so much for all of this, guys. This has been a blast. I'm really getting in the groove of this show, guys. I really am. I'm loving it. I think these Disney Plus shows in general, you know, from The Mandalorian, now with WandaVision, and this, it's just like showing the consistent level of care that are going into making these feel like theatrical experiences that we get to do so in long form, and I really enjoy it. But before we go, huge shout out to the legends of our channel over on our Patreon, Mandy Sherratt, Antoine Rodriguez, and Ryan Karen. Thank you guys so much for your support, and everybody else who's been helping with the channel, whether it be the comments, liking the videos, joining the Patreon, joining the Discord. You guys make this worth it every time. I can't wait to talk to you guys again, and I will I'll catch you guys in the next episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Take care, everybody.